Well, good Friday evening, Arkansas. This is Chief Forecast Camera back here once again here to give you guys your evening forecast video brought to you by Superior RV in Conway, Arkansas. So, this is what we got going at this time here. You got the rainfall. This has just been a constant thing that we've dealt with over the last couple of days here. The moderate to heavy rainfall, even though we do need it, is moving into the state as we get into the late part of tonight and into your Saturday morning. As a matter of fact, we already got a few showers trying to move into southwestern Arkansas at this current time here. That activity, like I mentioned before, is going to continue as we get into the overnight hours tonight and into your Saturday morning here. Okay, so let's talk about temperatures here. Temperatures across the board, across North Arkansas in the 40s, elsewhere in the 50s, even near 60 degrees across southern Arkansas here. So temperatures are going to fall, by the way. We do have a front of that's going to come in as we get towards this weekend, but it's not going to be the Arctic cold that we've seen over the last couple of weeks back in mid and early January here. So it's going to be temperatures kind of near normal across the area. So let's go over and take a look at your evening highlights real quickly here, guys. Now, there's a couple of things I do want to talk to you guys about. As we mentioned before, the widespread rainfall moving in tonight, that's a solid. But there could be some winter weather chances across northwestern Arkansas and the higher elevations as we get towards Saturday, because what's going on, there's an area of low pressure that's going to pivot through the state, and it's going to provide its own cold air. So if you're heading up to the Boston Mountains tomorrow, don't be surprised if you run into some heavy wet snow up there. Now, down in the valleys, down, in Little Rock and western Arkansas and everywhere else, it's just going to be a cold rain. We're not really expecting any winter weather. But if you're up there in the higher elevations going into Boston Mountains, you could see that as we get towards tomorrow. And also, I told you guys this over the last couple of days that winter's not done. We're heading into the January thaw. We talked about this during the winter storm. We talked about this back in December and early January, that there will be a time frame in the winter where it's going to be warm. We don't live in the northern plains where it's consistently cold and snow, and the 1 minute it gets warm, everyone's saying winter's done. Winter is not over with by a long shot. So please keep that in mind here. We've got those temperatures that are going to be falling back to below normal as soon as we get into the early and mid part of February here, guys. So something cool that I want to talk to you guys about. This is from our sponsor at Superior RV. They have a tremendous deal of the week. It is going to be a 2023 Gulfstream Envision. It is only $27,800, but you can get pre-qualified for it at this time here. So if you know anyone that's looking for an RV or anything like that, definitely recommend checking this out. It's a very, very sweet RV at a pretty cheap price, as you can see. So be sure to go check that out. The link will be in the description on YouTube and on Facebook here, guys. So let's talk about tonight here, guys. So temperatures in the upper 30s, low 40s across the area here. Higher elevations could get into the mid 30s with that potential snowfall as we get into late tonight and into tomorrow. Don't be shocked, by the way, if we wake up to a winter weather advisory for the higher elevations of northwestern Arkansas. Like I mentioned before, this is not going to be a Little Rock problem. It's not going to be a Fayetteville problem. It's not going to impact travel by any stretch of the matter for the major areas. It's just if you're planning on going to the Boston Mountains, that is where it's going to be a little bit of a problematic situation up there, depending on how much snow they end up getting here. But otherwise, 100% chance of rainfall as we get towards tonight and into the early part of your Saturday morning here. If you haven't already, go download our weather app here. Our weather app has radar, 7-day forecast, a Facebook and YouTube feed, all that good stuff, along with instant watches and warning notifications. So make sure you go download our app. If you have downloaded our app, make sure that it is updated to the latest version. That way you can get all these awesome features on the app here. So let's take a look at your Futurecast real quickly here. And as you can see, let's take a look. Let me stop this for just a little bit. Let me back this up. And you're going to see right about 10 o'clock this evening here, you have that rainfall coming into southern Arkansas. Some of it could be heavy. There could also be some rumbles of thunder down there. We're not expecting any sort of widespread severe weather as we get towards tonight or into your Saturday here, but just keep that in mind if you live down there in southern Arkansas. So let's take this out. You can see by midnight the heavier rainfall really moving into central, eastern, and southeastern Arkansas. Granted, you guys really need it down there because apparently you guys need an almost 10 inches of rainfall to get out of the drought. So you guys desperately need the rainfall down there in southern and southeastern Arkansas. But you can see by the time we get into later overnight tonight and it's the first part of your Saturday morning, that heavier rainfall really starts to expand across the area. That could impact some morning commute as well as we get towards tomorrow morning here. Now, this model is wanting to break action a little bit right around daybreak, but you can see out towards the west, heavier rainfall stretching from Fayetteville down to DeQueen to Texarkana. That activity is going to move to the east here. And I want to stress this right now. A lot of people are seeing that red and thinking that it's severe weather. No, it is not severe weather. It is going to be moderate to heavy rainfall. Conditions are just not conducive for severe weather here in Arkansas. I want to make that clear. There could be some rumbles of thunder in the morning. Maybe a few lightning strikes down there in southern Arkansas, but it's not going to produce any sort of major severe weather. It's not going to be a March 31st 2.0 or anything like that. It's just heavy rainfall, generalized heavy rainfall moving through the area here. Now, I want to take your attention up there to northwestern Arkansas. As you can see, by the time we get into that 9 o'clock time frame here tomorrow morning, 10 o'clock in the morning time frame, up there in the Boston Mountains, you see that darker blue? There could be some heavy wet snow up there as we get towards first thing tomorrow morning throughout the day tomorrow. So right now, accumulations, impacts, all that, we're still trying to figure that out. So this kind of came on a little bit of a kind of a last second notice, but we're not expecting this to be a major issue for anywhere else outside of the Boston Mountains here. So you can see by the time we get towards 11, there's noon. Travel could be a little bit slow going on I-40 and I-30 with all the heavy rainfall. Up there in the Boston Mountains, you can see the snow just continues up there throughout the day. That could lead to some impacts up there. We'll have to keep an eye on that as we get towards tonight and the first part of tomorrow morning with new data and all that good stuff coming in. And then by the time we get towards tomorrow night, folks, we should end the heavy rainfall threat. And over the next 7 days outside of tomorrow, we're looking at calm conditions and sunshine returning to our area here. So we'll continue to keep you guys updated right here, your source for all things Arkansas weather.